Caitlin Clark will not be on the court tonight for the Indiana Fever. The team announced this morning that Clark has a groin injury and will not play against the LA Sparks. Clark's already missed a number of games this season. That's her first time missing action, dating all the way back to when she was in high school.
What if I told you that the biggest star in women's basketball, a phenomenon drawing unprecedented crowds and viewership, is injured again? And fans aren't just worried, they're furious.
It's tough to kind of push off from, which in fairness, I think a lot of the movements were. And obviously, and Stephanie White gave another update as well.
This isn't just another sprain. It's Caitlin Clark's second injury of the season, and it could sideline her for an indefinite period. But what's truly igniting this anger is the growing belief that this entire situation was avoidable. From the officials on the court to the decisions made by the Indiana Fever's own coaching staff, there's a widespread feeling that Caitlin Clark is simply not being protected as she should be, not physically, not strategically, and certainly not by the people who should understand exactly what she means to the game. And now there's a chilling concern, not just for Caitlin's immediate health, but for her entire career, and by extension, for the very future of the WNBA. We've already seen the stark reality of what happens when she's not on the court. Ratings plummet, ticket demand crashes, and the excitement flatlines. The league, it seems, is about to get another hefty serving of humble pie. So let's dig into what actually happened, why fans are pointing fingers squarely at Stephanie White, and the monumental mistakes that could culminate in one of the biggest blown opportunities in sports history.
Much of an absence do you expect from her beyond today?
Yeah, late last night. I think it's very much a day-to-day thing, how she responds to treatment. I stay in my lane and let our strength and conditioning and our physical, our AT staff do what they do best. But yeah, I found out late last night, and then we'll treat it day to day.
This whole saga began with a play against the Storm, where Caitlin Clark appeared to aggravate her groin, leading to her official absence for an undetermined period. Coach Stephanie White quickly labeled her day-to-day, a phrase that now echoes with a hollow ring for Fever fans. They've heard it before, like when Dana Evans was mysteriously day-to-day, before it was revealed she'd actually requested to sit out while the team quietly shopped her around. This history fuels the current distrust. Fans aren't buying White's press conference answers anymore.
To see the status report to know that she's not playing tomorrow. Basically, she's not playing tomorrow. It's the correct report to have. We can beat the Lynx and the Aces right now. We don't push her.
It feels like there's no middle ground. Either it's minor tightness and she'll be back soon, or it's a full-blown strain, benching her for weeks, possibly through the All-Star game. But beyond mere speculation, there's a compelling reason to believe Clark should be sidelined for an extended period, regardless of the official diagnosis. The pattern is becoming painfully obvious. Her injuries seem interconnected, never fully resolved. There's a clear relationship between these nagging issues, all centered on her left leg. This isn't just a random play, it's a cumulative effect. The growing belief is that Clark has been playing through pain for days, possibly weeks, simply aggravating an existing issue against the Storm. And frankly, the numbers back this chilling theory up.
That's the thing. The Indiana Fever, with Caitlin Clark, they are borderline contenders. Like, they're the third best team in the W with Caitlin Clark. Without Caitlin Clark, they still make the playoffs. And that's the thing, where it's like, if you can hang on and be a playoff team without Caitlin Clark, then you're good. And again, you look at this roster, they can survive without Caitlin.
Consider her performance since that brutal game against Connecticut, where she truly took a beating. Caitlin has looked off, especially from beyond the arc. For someone renowned for pulling up from the logo, going 1 for 23 from deep over her last few games isn't just a slump, it's a blaring warning sign. Then there's the physical evidence. Fans have noticed varying degrees of strapping on her leg. After her initial injury, she was seen with a heavy wrap. The question then became obvious, should she have even returned that early?
Something's not right. Rushed her back. And within rushing her back, she re-injured that same quad. And then you rushed her back again. And then within rushing her back, she was forced to put pressure and put stress on different areas surrounding that quad. That leads us to our most recent groin injury. I don't need a degree to think for myself.
This is where the anger at the Fever and specifically Stephanie White boils over. If Clark was truly playing hurt, it means she was rushed back. And when you rush a player back, especially one with her style of play, they start compensating. They shift pressure to other muscles and joints, creating a dangerous domino effect that leads to more injuries. This leads us directly to her most recent groin issue, a clear consequence of trying to push through.
Seconds left. How much patience do I need to have before I can start going nuclear? Because I am getting very frustrated with what I am seeing. To everybody that said Caitlin Clark didn't look like herself, salute to you. For everybody that said Caitlin Clark might be going through something, salute to you. Clearly, you all saw what that person that stands there like this can't see. We all saw what was going on. Man.
The moment that has fans absolutely livid with Stephanie White came in the final seconds of that Seattle game. Caitlin was put back into the game with seconds left, with the Fever up by 8 points. Why? Sure, maybe Clark, with her ultra-competitive fire, asked to go back in. Maybe she was desperate to break out of her slump. But with only 16 seconds left and the game already in hand, a coach's job is to protect their player, especially this player. This one falls squarely on the coach. Add in the undeniable fact that she's clearly been playing through pain, with her leg taped up for multiple games, and you truly start to question White's judgment. At some point, it stops being about guts and starts being about responsible risk management. And right now, a whole lot of fans believe the Fever and their coach failed that test. This is where the real worry sets in. It's becoming painfully clear that Caitlin Clark isn't being managed the way she should be. She carries an immense weight. The team's success, the league's spotlight. She'll push through pain like never wanting to sit, feeling responsible for everything. But that's precisely the problem. When you have an athlete who constantly pushes herself, you need a system in place to protect her from herself. Because if she keeps playing hurt, eventually it won't just be a missed game or two, it could be everything. Just a year ago, the idea of Caitlin Clark missing significant time felt unthinkable. She powered through everything at Iowa. It was part of her legend. But now, she's already missed nearly half the season. And it's all tied to what appears to be a lingering issue with the same leg. An issue that's noticeably affecting her performance. If not managed properly, this could nag her all season or even longer. This isn't just about one injury. It's about the dangerous cycle of compensation. When you play hurt, your body adjusts. You favor one leg, you change your mechanics, and that's a perilous game, especially for women athletes who are already more prone to knee injuries due to anatomical differences. The last thing anyone wants is for her to compensate, for her groin not to fire properly, leading to a blown knee on a routine cut. We've seen it time and time again. Courtney Vandersloot, Juju Watkins, Cameron Brink. The list of star women's players who've gone down with serious knee injuries is long and heartbreaking. An ACL tear isn't just a setback, it's a season ender, a career-altering moment that can derail everything. Now imagine the absolute nightmare scenario. Caitlin Clark tearing an ACL in garbage time during that Storm game, while already playing on a clearly compromised leg. That wouldn't just be a personal tragedy for her. It would go down as the biggest tactical failure in WNBA history. Full stop. We're talking about a moment that could set the league back a decade. All the momentum, the surge of new fans, the record-breaking ratings, gone in an instant. And that's not hyperbole. No player has ever meant more to the league's future than Caitlin Clark does right now. To be clear, this isn't all on the Fever. Fans and analysts are now openly calling out the league itself for how this situation has escalated. The officiating has been nothing short of atrocious, and it's played a massive role in this whole mess. It's no secret that the Fever have consistently gotten the short end of the whistle this season, and nowhere is that more obvious than when it comes to Caitlin Clark. Game after game, opposing players are taking free shots at her, bumps, grabs, body checks, and walking away with no consequence. While fans have been sounding the alarm for weeks, the game against the Sun was the moment everything boiled over. It wasn't just the now infamous eye poke or the body check that sparked outrage. It was everything that led to that moment. Coaches across the league are admitting it. We tell our players to be as physical as they can possibly be for 40 minutes, because we know for 38 of them, they're pretty much going to get away with it. This isn't just a coaching tactic. It's an admission that the refs aren't doing their job. When coaches build game plans around exploiting lax officiating, players get hurt. And it's not just Clark. Jade Melbourne of the Mystics literally got her tooth knocked out by an unnecessary elbow recently. This constant let them play mentality, prioritized over player safety, has very real and very painful consequences. And while this has been happening for years, it's now threatening the one player who is, by many accounts, single-handedly saving the league. The impact of Caitlin Clark's absence is no longer a debate. It's a measurable, undeniable pattern. When she's out, WNBA ratings drop off a cliff, viewership stalls, social engagement dries up, and suddenly the WNBA feels quiet. But the moment she comes back, boom! Her return game against the Liberty wasn't just a feel-good moment, it was a ratings earthquake, averaging 2.2 million viewers and peaking at 2.8 million. One of the highest rated games in WNBA history. Because when Caitlin's on the floor, people show up, both in the arena and on their screens. But now, we're about to watch those numbers tank again.